Hi friends, Marcy here with the beginner Vinyasa class today. This class is appropriate for any level of yoga experience and would be best for someone who is strong enough in the upper body to hold downward dog and a modified plank for a few breaths. Today's class is going to be focusing on our feet and using the energetic actions of our feet, so that connection of our feet to the ground to access the muscles up the legs and into the hips. So let's get started. I want you to come to the top of your mat. And I just want you to stand at the top of your mat with your feet about hips distance. And bring the hands together, bring the thumbs to your heart. And start out, I just want you to shift a little bit forward and shift a little bit back. So forward toward the balls of the feet and the toes, and back to the heels. Good, and then go ahead and balance the weight of the body. And stay here for a moment or two, maybe even close the eyes. And I want you just to feel the footprints that you're making in the mat. Turn your attention to the base of your big toe. Feel the base of your big toe. Good, now draw your awareness to the base of the pinky toe. Now feel the heels on the mat. And then if it's not already balanced, I want you to create a balance between those 3 points. So base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, and your heel are equally balanced. Good. We're going to be using those 3 points of contact of the feet in most of what we're doing today. I want you to think about those 3 points as if it's a tripod that you want to keep balanced. You don't want it to shift back and forth. So maintaining the balance in the tripod of both your feet, I want you to create the action as if your feet were going to stretch your mat wide. So as you do that, don't let your tripods come off balance. So you're still pressing through the big toe mounds of both feet. Feet aren't going anywhere, legs aren't going anywhere. You're just pressing into the mat and trying to stretch it wide. You should feel some engagement in the outer hips here and in the outer thighs. Good, relax that action. And then again, so feet are balanced on the mat, all 3 points of contact of both feet. Keep that. Now create the action with your feet as if the feet were trying to pull the mat together, creating a ripple in the mat. So the feet, again, aren't moving anywhere, they're not going anywhere, but you're trying to squeeze the mat together. You should start to feel some muscular engagement up the inseam of both legs. Good, go ahead and relax that. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Let's go ahead and just get some movement into the body, get the blood flowing. So nice and balanced in the feet. As you inhale, I want you to stretch the arms forward and up. Clasp the palms at the top. As you exhale, take a little side bend to your right. As you bend to the right, I want you to keep the left foot engaged in the mat, so you're not shifting weight over to your right foot. Good, inhale, come to center, and then exhale, side bend to the left. And again, you're staying equally weighted in your feet. Both tripods are balanced. Good, inhale, come to center. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center, bend your knees and come into a forward fold here. Release your hands to the mat. And I want you to step this right leg back, drop the right knee down. From here, just a little dynamic movement. You're going to shift back and shift forward. Now, if this is problematic for this right knee, you can fold your mat over or you can grab a blanket and pat it. So after you've shifted forward and back a few times, I want you to come forward. So create that balanced tripod in your left foot, knee over ankle, and then walk it up to the thigh, shoulders over hips. From here, the back foot, you can tuck the toes under or you can press the top of the foot into the mat. Either way. First thing I want you to do once you get here, I want you to lift the front rim of your pelvis up just a little bit. And then maintaining this balance in your left foot in that tripod, I want you to create a subtle action as if the foot is trying to pull toward the back of the mat. Maintain that. And then whatever's touching on the mat in this right leg and this right lower leg, create the action as if it's trying to draw forward. Maintain that, and then send the arms forward and up. So coming into a low lunge here, Anjaneyasana. Good. As you exhale, bring your hands back down, tuck the toes, and step back up to the top of your mat. Feet underneath your hips, relax the neck. Bend your knees here. Bring your hands to your hips. And then as you press up, I want you to press a little bit more into the heels than into the balls of the feet to really access that posterior chain as you come to standing. Really nice. One more time as you inhale, stretch up. Clasp the hands as you exhale, take a side bend. Ooh, I just lost my mic. Inhale, come to center. And then as you exhale, take a side bend in the other direction. Good. Inhale, come to center. And then as you exhale, hands move through heart center and fold. Good. From here, send the left leg back, big step back. Drop your left knee down. Same thing, just a little bit of dynamic movement. You're going to slide forward. You're going to slide back. Just kind of warm up those hips. And then come forward, knee over ankle. Balance out that tripod in your right foot. Toes can stay tucked under on the left or top of the foot. Walk the hands up to the thigh. Good. From here, just lift the front rim of your pelvis up just a little bit. And then with that right foot, nice and balanced in those 3 points, you're going to create a subtle action of the foot trying to pull back. Keep that. Whatever's touching on the lower left leg, it's going to press down and drag forward. Maintain that. And then with the arms, stretch forward and up, coming into low lunge again. Good. As you exhale, hands down, go ahead and step up into your forward fold. Feet underneath the hips. From here, bend the knees, bring your fingertips to the front of your ankles. As you press through the feet, I want you to come up halfway, so a halfway lift. Let the fingers slide up the front of the legs. Move your chest forward. So coming into what would be like an inverted L. Good. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, bring your hands to your hips, and again, press a little bit more through the heels as you come all the way up. So getting into the glutes and the hamstrings as you come to standing. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, move the hands through heart center and fold. Now, big bend in the knees. I want you to stretch your fingers wide, and then you're going to plant your palms underneath your shoulders, and I want you to come into your first downward facing dog. Good. And so, in downward dog here, if you'd like this first round, maybe pedal out the feet. Now, for a lot of you, you're probably like me. My heels do not touch in downward dog, and that's okay. Come to a still downward dog when you're ready. So, although my heels don't touch, I'm still pressing through both the big toe mound and the pinky toe mound of my feet. And then a little bit as you press through the balls of your feet, and maybe the heels if they touch. Create the action as if you could widen your mat. So feet are pressing down and they're trying to stretch the mat wide. And start to feel that engagement of the outer leg. Good, let that go. And then from here I want you to bend the knees, bring them to the mat. And then shift the shoulders over the wrists. So now you're in a modified plank. Take your gaze forward. Start to bend the elbows and So if you're looking forward, you should not see your hands in your periphery. Elbows are going to come toward your ribs. As you inhale, lift your chest, so cobra pose. And I know we're focusing on the feet, but for cobra, I want you to feel the hands. And with your hands, I want you to press into the mat and create the action as if the hands are trying to pull the mat back towards your feet. Good, exhale, let that go. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra. And again, hands are trying to pull back. Good, as you exhale, we're gonna go to downward dog. Tuck the toes and you're gonna come out of it just in a reverse way. So chest is gonna lift, belly's gonna lift, hips and thighs, and then tuck the toes to come back into downward facing dog. Good, so as you inhale, look forward. From here, go ahead and walk your feet back up. Come into this forward fold at the top of your mat. Feet underneath your hips. Bend your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. And then driving primarily through the heels, I want you to come up to standing. Bring the hands to your heart. So, from here we're going to work into some lunge salutations and then into some sun salutations, focusing primarily on what our feet are doing, but also on the rhythm of our breath. So on your next inhale, take it through the nose, make it nice and deep, and stretch the fingers up to the sky, lunge salutations. As you exhale, bring the hands together, bend the knees, and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, press through the feet, lift the chest, flat back. And then as you exhale, you're going to step that right leg back, right knee down for your lunge. Inhale, come up into your lunge. As you do that, left foot is pulling back. And then as you exhale, plant your palms. Left knee's going to come back to meet the right, modified plank. Inhale. Exhale, continue all the way down to the mat for cobra. Inhale, cobra pose, lift your chest, and with your hands pull back. And then exhale, tuck the toes, and end up right back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look between your hands. As you exhale, you're going to step the right leg forward all the way up between your hands. Drop the left knee down, back to our lunge. Inhale, reach the hands up. As you do, right foot's pulling back. And then exhale, frame the foot, and step back into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Press through the feet, lengthen the spine, come up halfway. As you exhale, refold. Bend your knees, press through the heels, sweep the arms all the way up to standing. And then exhale, bring the hands to your heart. We're going to do that again on the left. Inhale, stretch the fingers up. As you exhale, hands through heart center and fold. Good. Press through the tripods of your feet and come up halfway. And then exhale, left leg back, left knee down for a low lunge. Inhale, come up, that right foot is pulling back. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Right knee's going to join the left knee for a modified plank. Inhale. Exhale, continue all the way down to the floor. And then inhale, cobra, lift the chest, and with the hands pull back. As you exhale, tuck the toes, back to downward facing dog. Last lunge. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, step the foot all the way up and drop the right knee. Inhale, stretch up, low lunge. Exhale, frame your foot, forward fold, right foot steps up. Inhale, half lift, chest moves forward, press through the feet. Exhale, fold. Good, now drive through the heels to come all the way back up. Stretch the fingers. And then exhale, bring the hands together at your heart space. Really nice. All right, so we're going to do, let's do 2 sun salutations. Again, really focusing on that nice breath. Next inhale, make it deep through the nose, stretch up. As you exhale, fold forward. Good, inhale, halfway lift, press through the feet. Shoulders are going to come to the height of the hips. As you exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, and step into downward facing dog. Good, inhale, look forward. As you exhale, lower the knees, shift the shoulders, and come all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra pose. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Last Sunday. Inhale, look between your hands. As you exhale, step or walk into a forward fold, feet under hips. Inhale, press through the feet, lift the chest halfway. And then refold as you exhale. Drive through your heels, come all the way up as you inhale. As you exhale, hands move through heart center, come all the way back down. Inhale, drive through the feet, lift the chest, half lift. Exhale, fold and step into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, lower the knees, shift the shoulders forward, and then come all the way down for cobra. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Downward dog, or if you need to, bring the knees to the mat and press back into a child's pose. We're going to continue on working through some yoga poses, focusing on the breath and really focusing on the actions of the feet. So when you're ready, we'll all meet in downward dog and we'll continue on. So from downward dog, inhale, look forward, and then exhale, step or walk into a forward fold. Again, bring your feet underneath your hips. And then I want you to bend your knees and send your hips back, but keep your feet equally weighted. So big toe, pinky toe mound, and heel. And then from here, come into chair. So you're going to lift the chest. We'll just bring our hands to the heart for today. So my feet are tripods that are very balanced right now. I'm going to maintain that balance. But like I did from standing, I want you to imagine that you could widen your mat. So feet are pressing into the mat, feet are stretching the mat wide. You should start feeling these muscles engage in your outer hips and your glutes. But I don't want you to shift weight into the pinky side of the feet. Good. As you're ready, fold. Relax the head and neck. We're going to do that one more time. Bend your knees. Hips go back. Lift the chest. Chair pose. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, heel. They're evenly balanced, evenly weight distribution. From here, create that ripple in the mat so your feet are trying to pull together. And you should start feeling some engagement up the inseam of the leg. And then, of course, as always, you're feeling it in your thighs. Good. Exhale, release, fold. Inhale, half lift. Chest moves forward, shoulders draw back. And then exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, and let's meet in downward facing dog. Couple of rounds of breath in downward dog. We're focused on the feet, but for a moment, feel your palms on the mat. Create the action with the hands as if the hands are trying to stretch the mat forward. And then feel a balance of weight in the hands. So base of all your knuckles and the heels of the hands are all connecting into the mat. Good, let's move on from here. Step your right foot forward all the way up between your hands. Pick it up if you need to. Knee is over your ankle. And then even weight distribution in the foot. So big toe, pinky toe, heel. I want you to bend this back knee Just a little bit, but keep your heel lifted. We're gonna come into a crescent lunge. From here, walk the hands up to the thigh. And then if you need to, you're welcome to drop the knee. This is a little more challenging for your balance. Like we did in a low lunge, I want you to lift the front rim of your pelvis up. Without shifting weight in the front foot, I want you to create the action of it pulling back. And then the left foot, create the action of it drawing forward. Maintain that. Stay here or stretch the arms forward and up, crescent lunge. So the action of the feet, they're pressing down, they're pulling forward, and that's creating a length in the spine and a little buoyancy in your lunge. Good, as you're ready, hands to the floor, step into your forward fold. Then bend your knees. Bring your hands to your hips. Press through the heels, so get into the hamstrings and the glutes, the muscles on the backs of your legs and hips, and come to standing. Start out here with this even weight distribution in your feet. Bring your hands to your heart. And then from here, I just want you to shift more weight into your right foot. Right foot is nice and balanced. Pull this right hip in, firm this right glute. As you're ready, take your left heel to your right ankle and you keep your toes on your left foot on the mat. We're going to tree pose. Now you can stay here if this is really easy for you and you want to increase your challenge. Maybe start to slide that left foot up your calf or maybe up even a little bit higher. Good, if this is still kind of easy, go ahead and stretch the arms up. Steady breath in tree pose. Just pay attention to the footprint on your right foot. And you may notice that your tripod of your right foot is shifting. So weight is shifting, maybe side to side, maybe a little bit forward and back. And that's normal in these standing balances. Your foot is responding to just small movements up above and helping you to maintain balance. Good, let that go. Shake it out. Inhale, stretch up. And then as you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. And then exhale, bend your knees and step back into downward facing dog. Good. Palms are pressing into the mat, they're pressing it forward. Create the opposite action with the feet, so press the balls of the feet into the mat. Imagine the feet are trying to stretch the mat back. Good, and then inhale, look between the hands. And as you exhale, step the left leg forward, all the way in between the hands. If you need to, pick it up. Left knee over left ankle, and then this left foot, it's a tripod and it's balanced. So do what you need to do to balance out that left foot. Right knee's a little bit bent. You're pressing through big toe and pinky toe side evenly, but heel is lifted. Walk it up to the thigh. Get the shoulders over your hips and then lift that front rim of the pelvis up just a little bit. It'll probably be a small and subtle movement. With that left foot, without shifting the balance in the foot, create that subtle action of pulling back. And then with the ball of that right foot, that subtle action of driving forward. So the feet are moving this way. Good. Stay here or fingers stretch forward and up, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, hands down. Step up to the top of your mat, feet underneath your hips. Bend your knees. Bring your hands to the hips. Drive through the heels to come all the way up to standing. Hands to the heart, starting out evenly balanced in both feet. And then as you're ready, shift the weight over to the left. Left hip's gonna pull in, left glute is engaged. So this is not a I'm waiting for the bus pose. Bring that hip in. And then right heel is gonna come to your left ankle. And this is a great place to stop. But if you need a little greater challenge, slide the foot up, maybe up to your calf, or maybe up a little bit higher on the leg. Left hip is still pulling in. If you like, stretch the arms up. Steady breath here in tree pose, and just don't look down at your foot. Keep your gaze forward, but just notice the footprint. Notice what your foot is doing. Notice how the weight just shifts a little bit slightly, maybe side to side, maybe even a little bit forward and back. Maybe the toes are even gripping into the mat to help you keep your balance. Good, and then let that go and shake it out. Standing balances are really great for building up the strength in the feet and in the ankles and in the lower leg. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale, chest is moving forward, shoulders are drawing back. And then fold, bend your knees, plant your palms, come into downward facing dog. Good, so just one more standing sequence left on both sides, and then we'll start to take it to the floor. As you inhale, look forward, and as you exhale, step that right foot forward again, all the way up, so pick it up if you need to. Find that balance in your foot, in that tripod. It's nice and evenly balanced. And then we're gonna go to warrior two. So with your left foot, you're just gonna spin the left heel down. Firm this left thigh, really press through that whole left foot. Right heel, left heel, line up. Go ahead and spin up into warrior two. So, feel your feet on the mat. I want you to feel the big toe side on that right foot, feel the big toe side on the pinky toe side of the right foot, and the heel all pressing down. Good, try to connect that pinky toe side of the left foot down as well, and really press into the mat. And then create the action of the right foot, just subtly trying to pull back. Create the action of the left foot, just subtly trying to drag forward. Nice. As you exhale, go ahead and let this right forearm rest on your thigh. And then karate chop the left arm up by your ear. So we're coming to extended side angle. So we change the pose, but I want the action of the feet to remain the same. Balanced in its tripod, and the action of the feet trying to pull toward one another. You'll start to feel the engagement of the inseam of your legs. Good, keep all of that, but reverse your warrior, so reach up and back. And then exhale, frame the foot, lift that back heel, and go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. Good, let's do that on the left. So inhale, look forward, and then exhale, step your foot all the way through. Find that nice balance in your foot, knee over ankle, and then turn that right heel down. Left heel and right heel should line up. Press through both feet, come all the way up, warrior two. Steady breath in warrior two. Feel the whole left foot press into the mat. Big toe, pinky toe, heel. And then really press through the pinky side of the right foot as well. So a lot of times we shift forward and that outer edge of the foot doesn't even touch. So press it down. And then again, that subtle action of the feet trying to pull to center. On your next exhale, extended side angle. You'll rest the left arm on the thigh. Karate chop the right arm up by your ear. Maintain the balance in both feet. And maintain that subtle action of both feet trying to pull to center. Nice. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. So left arm is going to reach up and back. And then exhale, spin the palms down, right heel will lift, and right back to downward facing dog. Nice work. This is your last downward facing dog for this class, so just stay with it for a couple breaths. Feel your feet in the mat, press through the balls of the feet, and create that action as if the feet are trying to stretch the mat back. And then opposite action with the palms. The palms are trying to stretch the mat forward, and the hips lift up. Good. From here, bring your knees down to the mat. Cross your ankles behind you. And we're going to come into a seat. We're going to do some behind your thighs. And go ahead and lower all the way down to your back. So, feet are under your knees. And from here, bring your arms down by your side. Take your gaze up to your ceiling. And then as you exhale, I want you to press through the feet, squeeze the butt to lift the hips. So, from here, I want you to feel the footprints that you're making on the mat. Notice if you're putting more weight into one side of your tripod than the other. And if you are, balance it out. Once you've found the balance in your feet, create the action as if your feet are trying to widen the mat out side to side. Now, if anything that we're doing in bridge pose becomes problematic for your knees or your low back, let it go, come on out of it. Otherwise, you may notice here as you feet dig in and try to stretch the mat wide, that those outer hips are really firing up. Good, go ahead and lower down. Maybe rock the knees a little bit side to side. I'm sure you can guess where we're going next. Back to center. This will be the second of 4 rounds of bridge. So, feet press down, hips lift up, bridge pose. Arms are just by your side, gazing up at the ceiling. Feel your footprints on the mat. Level out your tripods, so nice and balanced in the feet. Keep that balance this time. You're going to try to ripple the mat, so feet are going to dig in and squeeze to center. Good, you'll still probably feel those glutes fire up, but now you're going to feel a little bit more up the inseam of your legs. And again, if this is problematic at all for the back or the knees, let that action go. Good, now let's all of us let that action go and lower the hips. And maybe windshield wiper the knees. 2 more rounds of bridge left. Good. Press through the feet. Lift the hips. Come into your bridge pose. Level out the tripod, so evenly distributing the weight in both feet. Now keep that. This time I want you to create the action as if you're trying to drag your feet back toward the back of your mat or toward your butt. And as you do that, you should feel an increased engagement in the back of the thighs, so your hamstrings. Good, let that go. Now the opposite. Feet aren't going to go anywhere. Feet are balanced. Create the action as if your feet are trying to push forward toward the front of your mat. And you may feel a little bit more in the front of the thighs. Good, let that go. Woo! I did tell you it was a beginner class. All right, I promise, this is the last round of bridge. So when you're ready, press through the feet, lift the hips. Good, glutes are firm, feet are balanced, even weight distribution, so no rocking side to side with your tripod. Stay here or go ahead and take it into a little bit more of a back bend by shifting your shoulders underneath the body and lifting your chest. Gazing still up at the ceiling, chin is off the throat, and feet are pressing evenly through all 3 points of that tripod. Nice, go ahead and let that go. Walk your feet out to the width of the mat here. Let the knees just fall in toward one another. Nice work, nice work. We're about there. From here, go ahead and take your feet back about hips distance. Bring your right ankle to your left thigh. So coming into a reclined pigeon stretch. And you can stay here if you'd like, or you can lift the left leg up and maybe reach behind your thigh or your shin. If you are lifting that left leg up in this pose, be mindful if you're rounding your low back. the backs of the hips will not lift off the mat. Good. Go ahead and let the left foot go. Keep your right foot where it is. Bring the arms out to your side, maybe like a cactus or like a T. And then taking your gaze over your right shoulder, you're just gonna turn your hips to the left, maybe even bringing your right foot outside of your mat. So just a little recline twist here. Good, come back to center. Bring that right foot down and then left ankle, right thigh. Coming into a reclined pigeon stretch. So you can stay here, this may be plenty for you, or if you'd like, lift your right foot up off the mat. You can reach behind your right thigh. If you choose this option, again, I don't want you to round your spine, so keep the backs of the hips on the mat. If you're not able to do that, go ahead and bring the right foot back down. Shoulders stay on the mat, back of the head stays on the mat. Good, right foot comes down. Keep your left ankle where it is. Arms either as a T or maybe a cactus. Gaze over that left shoulder and then go ahead and spin your hips to the right so that left foot will end up on the right side of your mat. Recline twist. Really nice. Come back to center. Uncross the legs. And then from here, go ahead and stretch the feet out. We're going to go to Shavasana. So feet wider than the hips. Bring your arms down by your side. Relax the shoulders and close your eyes. Now, if you are truly a beginner to yoga, this may be the weird part or the awkward part. I think you'll find, though, if you continue in the practice of yoga, that Shavasana, this final posture that we take at the end of every class, that you'll really start to enjoy just this opportunity for stillness. So let the body just melt into the mat. Nice, easy breathing. Enjoy your Shavasana. If you're at home and you need to get back to things, I understand. Start to wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe start to circle ankles and wrists. Start to take some deeper breaths, and on that next inhale, stretch overhead. As you exhale, bend your knees and roll onto your side. Pause here long enough just to appreciate the fact that you made it to your mat today. And then go ahead and press through that pause and find a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me today for this class. Bringing my thumbs up to third eye center. I'm going to bow forward to honor the light in each of you.